Welcome back to another lesson of UI UX with Adobe XD. In our previous lesson, we learned all about text editing and formatting and also applying artboards and all of those. In this lesson, what we're going to learn about is creating rectangles, circles, buttons, and rounded corners by using Adobe XD. And obviously, when we are using Adobe XD, obviously then it means that it has all the functionality and also it supports that command and how we'll be able to do it. So, as we've learned about text editing and all of those, and customizing the text, aligning, positioning it however we want, okay? So in this lesson, we are going to create a couple more edits in this lesson. And how we'll be able to do it, I'm going to also explain it to you and also give you, let's say, visual representation. First off, when we are making rectangle, circle, and triangle, whatever it is, we also have the tool and also all of them right over here. They also have like specific keyboard assigned, let's say, shortcuts. As you can see, that ellipse tool needs an R. Then we have this rectangle, which is R, okay? And the ellipse tool should be something like E. Then we have this polygon, which is Y. Then we have this line, pen, text, which we used, and also artboard, which we used. And at last, we have this zoom. I'm gonna give you and show you how you'll be able to edit it. First off, let's start off with our rectangle. So I'm gonna click on R, or you can also click it with your mouse from over here. So let's say I'm gonna click on over here, and I'm gonna do is make up a rectangle. I can see that I have made my rectangle, and I also have the editing tools right over on my right side. So here I'm going to click on this border and make sure it is black so it is visible. Now as I've chosen black, I'm going to do is keep it like this, and if you want to fix the fill, you can also do that. Another thing which we what we're gonna learn is going to be layers. When you click on layers, now you can see the elements which are inside of this artboard are also a lot of artboards, okay? When I press on this, and you can see you will be able to select specific artboards, okay? So as I'm using one, I'm going to click on one and all the items will appear up, okay? You can select on all items, double click on it, and you'll be able to change the name too. But here what I'm going to do is press on Alt, and you'll be able to, move throughout this interface or this page by clicking on your scroll key and moving it however you want. What I'm going to do is click on this design. And as I'm on this, I'm going to do is click on this move and select on this. And then you will see all the items that are inside of this, let's say an artboard. Now, if you want to just click on it over here, if you want to keep that text inside of this, let's say box, then what you have to do is either move all the text over to this rectangle, or you can move it up and down with using your selection pane. Well, you can do it from over here. Let me just show you. Let's say I'm gonna right click on it, and you will find these options which are a lot similar with the ones we see in, let's say, Microsoft PowerPoint, then Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, all of those. So I'm gonna click on bring backwards. Now you will see the text box or the text is inside of this box right now. But first thing I'm gonna do is click on this rectangle. I'm gonna increase the size. And you can see this is how it will look like. I'm gonna click on this rectangle tool again. I'm going to do is keep it like this over here, and I'm going to click on this text tool, double click on it, click on it again, as you can see it has been selected. What I'm going to do is going to be decreasing the size. Let's say I'm going to type in 50. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to click on over here and type in 50, hit on enter. Now, as I'm clicking on, let's say 50, first I have to select the text. Just type in 50. As I've brought it up over here and also decreased the size, I'm going to do is place it up. What you can also do is click on both of them and then group it together. So what I'm going to do is go over there, or you can also click on Control G, and both of them has been grouped together, okay? So you'll be able to group them too. Control this, select both of it, right click on it and group them together, and they are now together a group. So this is a lot similar to using Microsoft PowerPoint and also let's say Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. You can press on that and group them together. Press on Control G. Okay. Now another thing what I'm gonna show you is going to be how you'll be able to edit those, let's say rectangle, circle, and however they are. So I'm gonna click on over here and make us a rectangle. And you can see that as I have made a rectangle, you'll find these dots over here. Okay. What are you gonna do with these dots? Well, these dots help you to make the corners to be rounded. So I'm gonna do is click on one of these these rounds or circles. I'm gonna do is left click on it and then drag it. And you can see that the corners are a lot rounded. Okay, I'm gonna keep it like this. And if you want to keep it a bit more, let's say one-sided, or you wanna let's say make one side to be rounded or sharp, what you're gonna do is click on your Alt key on let's say Windows, and if you're using, just press on Command. I'm gonna do is click on it and do the same step, and you will find that only one side of it is like this. Okay, click on this move tool and you can see how it actually looks like. You will also be able to use these dots, okay, to make changes. You can see how it actually looks like. And if you press Ctrl plus Z, and all of your let's say whatever you're doing will be undone. What I'm gonna do is click on this rectangle tool again, and you will find this option. Now, if you want to edit more of these rectangles and also add a couple more of them, you will be able to do it. And you can also fix up the color from selecting on this fill tool. So I'm gonna click on this fill tool, and you'll be able to select whichever color you want. You can see this is the color which I want. I'm gonna do is keep it somewhere around here. The next thing what I'm gonna do is going to be taking it over here and also keeping it underneath. But the first thing what you're gonna do is ungroup all of them. Ungroup. Now what I'm gonna do is click on this path one. I'm gonna select on this move tool. What I'm gonna do is take it up right over here, increase the size a bit more. Now I'm gonna do is take this down over here, not the whole way down. You will not see it either way. So I'm gonna click on this path and keep it over here. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is fix up my opacity. So I'm gonna click on this opacity. I'm gonna do is keep it somewhere like this. Now it looks a lot more better. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is going to be grouping all of them together. Click on Control, select all of them, right click on it, and then group them together. Now we have a perfect structure of a text box which we can use as a UI. Okay, I'm gonna do is position it, and if you want to fix or resize it according to your desire, you can also do that. I'm gonna do is keep it somewhere like this, and this is basically what you get. Okay, and you will be also able to fix it up according to your desire with these tools like this. You can see this is how it will look like, and you will be able to fix out groups and also specific items or specific details and all of those by going through this group or extending this group. Now you can also fix up your position however you want. Fix out the border. Let's say I'm gonna do is fix out my border. If you deselect it, and then you will find no borders. I'm gonna click on border and select the color whichever one I want. And after I'm done, I'm gonna click on it. And you can also select whichever blend mode you want. Let's say I'm gonna click on lighten. You can see it's not visible. So select the one which can be visible and also looks good. Now let's say I'm gonna do is click on hue. If it's not working, I'm gonna do is keep it on pass-through or normal, and that is basically what I want. And then you will also be able to fix out the border from over here. You can see how it looks like. You will be also able to fix up, okay, which is rounded and also corners. Let me just zoom in and show it to you how it works. You can see that I've zoomed in. I'm gonna click on this rounded ones. You can see that all of the corners are now rounded, which is not pointy anymore. And if you click on it, all of them will be pointy and also with cubes. And you can also fix it like this using these options. You will obviously see a couple of differences. If it's bigger in size, you will find that changes and also difference between each and every one. So this is basically how you change up your shape, which is rectangle. And if you want to do ellipse tool, make up your ellipse tool too. You can see that I have made ellipse tool. I'm gonna do is press on Ctrl Z and hold on to Shift and make a perfect ellipse shape. So what you have to do is hold on to Shift and make let's say a shape, whichever one you're making, and then you will get a perfect result. Okay, you can also fix those tools like this, shaping it up, positioning it, and when you press on Shift again, and you will get the perfect size again. Okay, you can also do the same thing on this triangle tool. I'm gonna do is keep it like this, and you'll be able to do fixing it up according to your desire, round corner if you want to, and if you get it at the center, you will find that it to be a circle. Okay, so there are a couple of methods of how you'll be able to do it. Well, let's say I'm gonna keep it like this. I'm gonna press on this move tool. I'm I'm gonna just keep it at the center. You can also fix it through over here, center, mid, and all of those. Okay. So this is basically how it works. I'm gonna press on Ctrl Z and keep it wherever it was. You can see this looks a lot more better. Now, if you want to like fix out the sides, then you also have the same tools of keeping it at the middle. You can also see it like this. Let's say I'm gonna do is keep it at the middle. I'm gonna do is select the ellipse tool too and keep it at the middle too. Now you will get a perfect result and aligned. Okay. So you now know how you'll be able to, let's say, fix up these shapes, create, polygon and also ellipse tool and also, let's say, a rectangle. If you want to use lines too, you will be able to use them. Let's say I'm gonna create a line over here. Then you will also be able to rotate it or keep it wherever you want. And if you click on somewhere else, you'll find out that another line has been made. So this is basically how you use the line tools. Okay. Then we have is the pen tool. You will be able to like fix up or like put any content, whichever one you want. You can curve it up however you want to. So this basically helps you to like create custom shapes, but obviously it's going to take a bit of a time, but it is a lot like, let's say, Adobe Lightroom and also Adobe Illustrator. So people who are familiar using those will not face any problem over here. Okay. Then you can also like create artboards and all of those, make your content. And if you want to make like buttons, let me just type in a text first. I'm going to do is move up over here. I'm going to do is click on this. And as I found in my place, I'm going to do is type in press here. So I'm keeping it like this and clicking on this tool. I'm going to do is resize it, keep it over here. Click on this text option. What I'm going to do is keep it, make some spaces, press here. Now I'm going to do is make a rectangle tool. I'm going to just make a rectangle like this. I'm going to do is keep it underneath. I'm going to do is position it wherever I want. And the next thing I'm going to do is make rounded corners. So now you have a button. I'm going to do is select on this fill. Let's say I'm going to do is keep it like black. And I'm going to do is fix out the border. Let's say I'm going to keep it white or red, whichever one I want. Let's say I'm going to keep it to be black. And what I'm going to do is keep it over here. First off, I'm going to do is group them. Right click, group them. I'm going to do is move them over here. Now you have a button. Okay. This is basically how you make buttons in Adobe XD, okay? And also do and apply all of them in UI and UX. Now you know how you'll be able to make buttons, rectangle, ellipse tool, and also triangle. So hope you understood everything about this lesson, and let's move on to our next lesson.